everybody, welcome back. This is our how-to series on roping the head and dummy and getting kind of affiliated with all of our rope parts. So what we're going to do now, I believe this is video number 4. It's weird that I'm still wearing the same clothes that I did in the first 3. Got my University of Montana shirt on. Up here in Montana, it's just right down the road. Here's Missoula. That's where I went to college on a Crown Royal scholarship and did a little rodeoing too. So we throw our rope out. We're going to do all of the basic motions. We're going to do it every single time because these are the things that you have to do every time you rope. No matter what, you're always going to have to coil your rope. You're always going to have to build a loop, no matter what. Unless you got a buddy of yours that's going to do it for you all the time, and that's going to look kind of weird. So we're going to keep it short and sweet in this video here, but we are going to get into actually putting this rope on the dummy, practical use. Okay, starting off, we're going to have that little bit of tail. In our last video, we started shrinking our coils up a little bit. So instead of going big arms like this, we're just going to go a little bit shorter, bring that coil in, make it right about 12-14 inches. Have a little bit of tail hanging down there, just about 3 feet, maybe a little less. We're going to reach down a little smaller coil, flip that rope over, bring it right up in there. Reach out there, flip it over. Reach out, flip it over. Reach out, flip it over. Okay, we've got our coils. Remember, those coils are getting a little bit smaller now, a little bit more compact. Now we're going to build that loop. Put our left hand in front of the Honda. We're going to pull that Honda down, and we're going to bring it right back to itself. Then we're going to pull it down. We're going to bring our hands together. 2 coils in that rope like that should build your loop heading. Okay, that 2 times around should build that loop. Then when we go over, we grab our Honda. We go the length of our arm. Okay, a little bit shorter or a little bit longer to our chest maybe, that's okay. We want it right about in there, somewhere around that 18 inches. Okay, that right there, to guys that have roped quite a bit, that they'd say, well, that's a little spoke, but for people that are just starting, that is just about right. Just about an arm's length right there. Pull it to your armpit. The furthest you want to go is your chest. You don't want to go any further. You don't want that spoke. Remember, this is the spoke right here, where the 2 strands are. That's your spoke. You don't want that spoke really, really long. Okay, so there we go. Now, tail. Remember, this is muy importante here. We have 3 coils. That means 4 strands in our hand. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's 3 coils. There's the 3 coils. That 4th strand is going over here to our loop. Okay? Coils, spoke, Honda. Now we're going to add in a little bit more. Our rope is just like our hand. Okay? This is getting a little techie here. But our rope is just like our hand. So easy ways to remember the parts of our rope that we're going to be talking about now. The tip of our rope is down here. That's the tip of our rope. And that represents the tip of our fingers. Okay? My thumb is going to be my Honda. And the back of my hand is this part of my rope here. So if you ever forget about, you hear me talking about the different parts of my rope and you go, man, I don't really know what he's talking about. You can just put your hand down here like this and go, oh, okay. The tip of my rope, which I'm going to be talking about a lot, is down there at the end of my fingers. My thumb is going to act like my Honda. In the back of my hand, this part right here, is going to be the back of this rope, okay? And the reason we need to know that, when we're roping, this rope is going to act just like a big old glove. It's going to do everything that our hand does, just like this. So with that in mind, we're going to do the very first basic step that you should ever do when you're learning to rope the dummy. Learning to rope the dummy, learning to rope a 5-gallon bucket or a 50-gallon drum. This is the very first step to doing that. So we've coiled our rope. We've got our spoke. One thing, guys, that I want you to think about, see this right here? My hands are pretty close together. Okay? I don't have a whole bunch right here. We'll really get into that later, but we don't want to have a whole bunch right here. Like maybe I can pull my hands, that's about 2.5 feet, 2 feet right in there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start our swing, our first swing, learning how to rope this dummy. What we want to do is we want to start here, and we want to roll our rope over. That's all we're going to do right now. We're going to take it back right here, and we're going to we want that Honda, we want our hand to go like this. See where it flips over right there? Our hand's going to come and it's going to flip over. So we take our rope, we want it to flip over. And we want it to, if our dummy or our bucket or whatever is sitting in front of us right here, we want it to start flipping over here, okay? So we want to take it, want to flip over, and we're going to take it back. And we're going to flip it over, then we're going to take it back, and we're going to flip it over, okay? That's our first part of our swing. Now the second part is we're going to flip it over, but then I want it to go right around my body. Then I'm going to use my power and I'm going to bring it off, and I'm back to right where I started. Then I'm going to flip it over, pull it back into so my body's in the loop. Then I'm going to roll it off. Then I'm going to flip it over, pull it back over my body. Then I'm going to flip it off. Okay? Now what my hand is doing during all that is it's flipping over, and then to get that rope in my body, I use my pinky right here, and I'll just kind of pull it back, and see my elbow goes up. So here's the motion. It goes down, back, then I got to take it off, then it goes down and that rope flips over, then I pull it back a little bit, I'll be inside it, then I roll it off, then I go down, back, roll it off. Now this is pretty herky-jerky right now, but what we're going to see in the very end is this right here. I'll do it slow and then get faster. So flip it over, then I'm in it, then I'm out of it, then I'm over, I'm in it, I roll it off, I'm in it, and see where that spoke and that Honda is rolling around right there. It's rolling around, and it's always on the right side of my target. So I'm looking at the dummy right there. This is happening over here. Rolling, I'm inside it, I'm out of it, I roll down, I'm inside of it, I'm out of it, and there you have it right there. And that, my friends, is how you swing a team rope the correct way. Next video, we're going to get on putting that swing right on those horns.